What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Tony D2 Wild checking in once again, back in the building today, guys, with the review of the Jordan 4 Black Cat. Now, the Jordan 4 Black Cat is set to release on November 28th for a retail price point of $220. These will be also releasing in a full family size run, with big kids coming at $165, little kids coming at $105, and toddlers coming in at $90. And this is the second time that we've seen this shoe retro in the recent decade, first coming out in 2020 and then originally releasing back in 2006. Now, this pair is very similar to that pair that released back in 2020 as well as 2006. However, it has a closer to the 1989 overall shape. Guys, right now, Sample Industries is having a 60% off Black Friday sale. Right when you add it straight to cart, all of these items on our page are at 60% off. I will leave a link down below in the description. Hop on this ASAP Rocky. We have mystery boxes as well, $150 for $250 plus in value. And we're also having a mystery box on 10 pairs of socks for $50. 10 pairs of socks for $50. These normally retail for $15. You're getting it for $100 off. You have that full blacked out overall stealth colorway, and it does feature a suede / nubuck upper. The black netting and the hardware has been upgraded for a more thicker and bigger overall pattern, very similar to that OG 1989 overall look. Black midsole, light graphite on the tongue, as well as on the inside of the accents, and that's what we're talking about, particularly on the tongue itself right there. Now, one of the biggest changes on this pair compared to the retro and the original is that they added the Nike Air on the back, where the original and the last retro featured a Jordan brand logo. So they added a little twist and went a little old school with it, even though the original retro didn't have that. That's up to you whether or not you like that. Me personally, it's cool, it's fine, but I like my retros to look like the originals. That's not the case here. Everything else, though, for the most part, is nice, and this is definitely a cop for me. So as I stated, these originally released in 2006, then in 2020, which it ended up being a very big hit sneaker. When it dropped in 2020, it sold fairly well, but it was later on that the resale market went even wilder, for pairs reaching up to over $1,000 plus. The Black Cat itself name comes from the nickname of Jordan himself, being nicknamed the Black Cat, and the way that he attacked the court, especially alongside with his fast and furious movements, or panther-like movements. The overall demand on this particular shoe, in my humble opinion, is going to be very, very strong, and I think that this shoe is going to perform very, very well, just like the pair in 2020. Will it have the same resale impact? That part, I'm not too sure. While, we don't really see many shoes reselling for thousands of dollars like we once did, and I have no problem with that whatsoever. However, the demand can still be there, and the fact that there's less resale and less resellers, then there is more overall straight up buyers that will want to partake in this overall release, and that means that more people are able to get their hands on the shoes, and for the most part, I'm happy with that. However, one of the big culprits that people have complained about, that I'm not complaining about, but we are still going to make content and talk about, is that the squeak. You can hear it here. It gives me goosebumps. However, this overall sound that you're hearing is not the actual innards of the shoe. There's nothing wrong with the innards of the shoe. It's actually the waffles on the wings rubbing up against the nubuck, causing that disturbance. If you were to loosen the lace, as people would say, and actually squeeze the shoe, you don't really have any issue. It's this portion touching on the shoe right there that's causing that squeaking sound. Now, this is also apparent on other shoes that have that same shiny like material, like your Lightning 4s, and I think also there's some pairs, or pair in particular is that of the Nike SB, but any pair that has that shiny metallic look will cause that same overall sound when rubbing up against the nubuck, and possibly some leathers as well. So it isn't anything new, nothing alarming, and nothing that's going to stop me from buying this particular pair. When it comes to the overall packaging, you have a standard new, I guess you could say standard when it comes to specialized Jordan 4 boxes, but it's not your typical Jordan 4 elephant print box. But we've seen this box also featured on the black metallics as well as on the Thunders. I want to say the Lightnings came with that elephant top box, but not this one. This one, as you can see, is the fold up box and not the top heavy box. Here you go with the overall labeling, and you can see on that labeling it states black/light graphite Air Jordan 4 Retro. As far as sizings go, when it comes to the Jordan 4s, pretty standard, nothing alarming, nothing different. Go with your true size and you'll be good to go. This is a definite cop for me. Like, this is going straight to feet. I sold my 2020 pair once I found out that this pair was dropping because I wanted an updated pair. I love the overall shape. I feel like they did a really good job with the shape, just the same way they did that with the white cement 4s and the military 4s. The tongue and everything is not as extra padding and extra fat. That's one of my main issues that I had with that shoe, was that the tongue was just a little too fat in my humble opinion. I just didn't like it. This one, it's a little bit more slim on the tongue. It has an overall good look. And as you can see, that material is not standing on top of it. That's just my humble opinion. Now, one of the things people said also is that I had these things laced up way too tight. I've been lacing these pretty much the same for over 5 years at this point. I like my shoes also loose. Like, I do like Jordan 4s loose with the little bit of string coming out on the wings, but I don't really wear my wings like out like this. I don't. I like them to be, for the most part, just pretty standard. Not also Lieutenant Dan style, but you know, even then you're gonna have this portion out here that's just tight. So wear it how you want. People say though, like, that's also if you want to wear them more, like, way more loose. Now, I'm not saying like this specifically, but more loose to where there's not that much touching, you can do that as well. The squeaking is not an issue, so I'm not complaining. Some people are, but I'm not complaining. But this is going to be a very sought after release in my humble opinion. They're going to sell out. I think the shape is good overall, and if they don't sell out, hey, more power to you. Get them below retail. I'll be ecstatic. Congratulations. But they are coming Black Friday, one of the big bangers of this month, and one of the biggest shoes left to release on this list of Jordans for the year. Next up is Bugs Bunny 8s, and then you got the Gammas, and after that, we're moving into 2026. So let me know down below in the comment section, is this a cop or not? And I'm gonna end you guys and girls off with an on-foot review. Peace.